Well, a new report by the Canadian Federation of Independent Business shows small business confidence in this country has now dropped to an all-time low as the two countries, Canada and the U.S., ramp up a trade dispute. Joining us for more on the subject is Simone Gaudreault, Chief Economist and Vice President of Research at CFIB. Simone, thanks a lot for joining us. Tell us what the most recent survey shows.
Well, our tracking survey, which is a survey that we're doing every month with the same questions since 2000, actually, is showing abysmal results. Honestly, we lost a full 25 points on the small business confidence indicator, forward-looking expectations from small business owners for the next 12 months. And the indicator is now at 25. We're at 50 when you have equal shares of optimistic and pessimistic entrepreneurs. So what this is showing is clearly we're going into a territory that we're only usually visiting when you have severe economic turbulence like the Great Recession or the pandemic. But even compared to those moments, we're reaching an all-time low.
And we're looking at a graph right now of your confidence index, which makes the point very graphically that that plunge that we have seen recently at the far right-hand side of that graph line is deeper than it was in the spring of 2000 during the pandemic period and also in 2008 when the financial crisis rocked global economies. But the other thing, Simone, that the graph shows is that in both of those prior instances, the pandemic in particular, confidence soared back to more normal levels very quickly. Now, I don't think nobody knows where the tariff situation with the United States is going in the mid or longer term, but it certainly has the potential to last for an extended period of time. What are your thoughts on what it would take to restore confidence here?
Well, it would certainly take more certainty. You know, a lot of business owners are looking for additional certainty at the moment. We're not sure what is going to be the announcement at the beginning of April after the U.S. administrations will share its response and its new measures following the reports that it has asked for on a new trade policy for the U.S. So when more details will be shared that may add to the negative impact of the tariffs, perhaps that will dissipate some of the uncertainty that we are seeing right now. Business owners at the moment are also not just telling us that they are not very optimistic about the next 3 or the next 12 months. They are showing that a lot of things are being put on pause. You have hiring plans that after, of course, net negative. There's also a record share of businesses that are saying that the demand is insufficient at the moment. And investment plans, of course, are also on hold. Businesses need more certainty. They also need here in Canada better signals that we're committed to building a better business environment for them to help sort of withstand some of the blow that they've had to deal with because of this tariff situation.
I just spoke to a small business owner who's active in Nova Scotia. His business does a number of things. Alcoholic beverages is one of them. His business just distills spirits. It produces wine. It produces beer. And he told me at one point that he has to maintain 120 different permits to be able to sell his alcoholic beverages outside of the province of Nova Scotia. And the only non-Atlantic province that he sells in is Ontario. My question is, how big a issue is interprovincial trade for your members?
It's a major issue. I think it's an issue that, unfortunately, at CFIB, we've been working on for several years now. We've had several moments in time where the provincial governments got together, made grand announcements that tomorrow was going to be a new day. And beyond the announcements, unfortunately, you're not seeing much improvements. What we need right now is a single market in Canada. Our solution or our recommendation at CFIB is to follow what is called the mutual recognition approach, which in a nutshell means if it has been deemed safe for consumption or for sale in one province, other jurisdictions should allow it in their province to be sold there. Same could apply with the free movement of workers from one jurisdiction to the next. It is a solution that has been adopted by Australia decades ago that really freed up internal trade there, and we believe that could be a quick win for Canada if we really had free trade across the country.
Simon, thank you very much for talking to us today. Simon Gaudreault is Chief Economist and Vice President of Research at the Canadian Federation of Independent